Plasma a tutti, sono Jay Steam e ben trovati sul canale TSSitaliangame per questa nuova gameplay di The Raven. Allora, cazzo, un po' che non gioco, quindi non ricordo di preciso. Allora, siamo andati dal dottore per vedere il cadavere della baronessa lì, quindi andiamo da Legrand a informarlo che il dottore non ci dà il proiettile.
Come in.
Ci siamo. Contiamolo.
Constable.
Allora, riguarda il proiettile.
Here it is.
Ah, ce l'ha dato il proiettile, non ricordavo.
Give it to me.
Give it to me.
As I suspected. A 7.65 parabel.
Don't you want to examine?
When I have... For now, though, we can assume that we had the murder weapon. There can't be too many antique...
May I take a look at...
We already searched it.
Sure. But what about now?
Yes, fine. Here, take this with you.
Cos'è?
Thanks. I'll let you know if I've...
But only then, please. I'm very...
Of course. About?
Do you know how you wound up with the glass?
Not yet.
Then you should stop wasting my time and...
Allora, quindi nel nostro bicchiere di champagne, che cazzo che era, ci hanno messo un tranquillante, sì. Quindi dovremmo andare al bar a fare qualche domanda. Allora, cosa ci ha dato? Sarget. Che cazzo sarebbe?
These little sachets contain the evidence we've collected. At least the evidence that fits in little sachet.
Ah, ci sono praticamente le prove che hanno trovato fino ad ora. Allora, vediamo. Oh, qui c'è il capitano. Prima non c'era.
Captain DeConti is sitting at the bar again. He gave me the glass of champagne. Hello, Captain De...
Hey, Constable Zelna. You're back on your...
What was your experience?
Oh, dinner was fantastic. Everyone was excited about having a pleasant drink under this...
You were in the saloon all night long.
As the captain, I have to care. After you and the others rushed out, I tried to maintain a fest. But when the alarm it goes off...
Ah, quindi lui era qui, stato qui tutta la sera.
How was...
After she was so unapproachable at the reception and didn't show her face for the entire afternoon, I was afraid she was one of the bores. But then she arrived in the early evening in the best of moods. Already had a few, if you know what I mean.
Did she say anything to you?
She asked me where Legrand's cabin was. I told her, then invited her to come for drinks in the evening. I said it would be... The whole shit will be there, and you don't want to miss that, I told her.
And then?
She seemed to like the idea. She smiled, and then left again for a few minutes. Then she came back and seemed very happy. We drank it up.
But...
She overdid it a bit. She suddenly started to swoon, and almost... I asked her if she wanted to, but then she realized that she really... We left together.
Vabbè, lei poi si è ubriacata, lui l'ha accompagnata.
Did everyone drink from the same bottle?
There was more than one bottle, if that's what you mean. There were...
The last bottle of champagne, the one the Baroness drank from.
Certainly.
We have reason to believe that...
But wouldn't that have made...
Not if it was only the Baroness's glass that was drugged.
I see. There are several stewards, many guests. No one keeps track of every glass and every...
A few drops?
Yes, it's...
The glass you handed me last night.
You think your glass was poisoned?
Did you pour it your...
No. I saw that you weren't doing so well and wanted to rescue. I took the first available glass and I give it.
Was it on the table?
No, I hurry over to you, together with Dr. Gebhardt, who he had the glass in his hand. He was looking around for a place to set it down so that he could examine you. I took it from him.
And gave it...
I'd like to apologize for that. You look so worse for the wear, and I just wanted to comfort you. I didn't think of looking...
So the...
Quindi il dottore aveva il bicchiere con sto tranquillante dentro.
Is it possible to find...
I'm afraid there are alarms all over.
I saw that they're sealed. Can't we just check whether the seal is broken?
I'm afraid they're gonna be missing on a lot of alarms. You know, this is an old ship, and over the years...
So,
I'll inform the crew immediately.
of course. What can you tell me?
Oh, not that much. In most cases, there are a few regulars on board, and... but you already know them.
It seems like there aren't that...
These, can you imagine?
It's...
Adesso sta parlando di cose, basta. Andiamo a parlare da...
Lady Westmacott seems to be an early bird. But maybe that's just because I saw a twinkle in her eye on the train. She's eager to be part of a real...
Andiamo a parlare con lei, vediamo se ha notato qualcosa.
Lady West... Already on your... Oh.
Constable, don't you think before you speak?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to...
No time for chit-chat. What have you found out?
We're still working on the case. Actually, I have a couple of questions for you.
Please.
What did you think?
I'm glad that you were able to prove yourself, Mr. Zellner.
Hopefully not for the lab.
I'm glad that everything ended well. I want to thank you sincerely for taking care of Matthew. I can't bear to think about something happening to...
It all worked out in the... Do you think that the thief from the train and the murderer are the same?
I think the new Raven is...
Legrand believes there is no new Raven. He thinks that the old one has returned.
He said that.
Do you think it's possible?
As a dramatist, the return of the Raven would certainly be delightful. A legend comes back from the grave for one last job. It's quite romantic. At the same time, though, I'd be disappointed.
Why is that?
I followed the Raven's career closely. There weren't many his burglaries were... But he was sloppy in London, and I'll never forgive him for the affair. No, I would much rather that the Raven stayed dead and had nothing to do with the burglary.
Ah, lei anche spera che sia un nuovo corvo, diciamo, non quello vecchio. Perché comunque il modus operandi è diverso. Chi è il sospetto, secondo me?
Everyone? Or almost everyone. But who has the dark desire to take the life of a defense?
One cannot...
And one should not try. You have to collect evidence. It won't...
Murderers leave evidence. They're nervous or unnaturally relaxed. They have to adjust.
And because of that, this is your chance, Constable. If you find the mistake...
Have you noticed any...
Unfortunately, I was already in my cab.
You're telling...
Oh,
Questo sta già tra la cabina, quindi non ha visto niente.
What do you...
he seems to be as skilled as everyone. I had a chat with him yesterday, and there's something haunted in his eye.
I don't think he ever really stopped hunting the raven.
Catching the Raven made him famous. What unjustified fame bothers people, the good one.
And you think he's one of the...
Anyone who tries so hard to tear down his own memorial must, or in...
I have to be going.
Please keep...
Of...
Vabbè, andiamo. Usciamo. Queste musichette così allegre. Ah, eccola. Crack the seal. Ok, andiamo qua.
This is the first murder scene I've ever set foot.
Bene. Ok. Allora, iniziamo piano piano, quindi da qui.
The most unportable portmanteau I've ever seen.
Apriamolo.
A portable bar is more... Must be hard work transporting this big, heavy thing halfway around the... And the Baroness was lucky that the other freight cars were only lightly damaged. An impressive feat.
Ok. Poi qui c'è una nota. Come fa ad avere questo busticino?
The notepad has the ship's emblem on it. I suppose all...
Solito vecchio trucco. Sembra che sta spruzzando con lo spray. Allora, aspetta. Allora, ispettore. Vada nel saloon, cioè nel salone, alle 10 di sera. C'è un assassino a bordo. E lo mostrerò. Firmato B. Non c'è un postscriptum o qualcosa. Quindi c'è qualcuno che
It says, Inspector. The Baroness seems to have known the murderer. And that means that the Raven can't be the murderer. He never killed anybody. Legrand probably never got the message, otherwise he'd have said something.
Quindi, niente. Allora esaminiamo il manichino.
The mannequin surely came with the cabin. A mannequin for the Baroness's clothes would have a more generous figure.
Immaginavo. Qui c'era una messina.
Sunflowers. By Van Gogh, I presume. He liked to
girasoli.
paint that sort of thing. Can't be an original. They cost thousands of...
Niente altro qui, andiamo a esaminare il libro. Ah no, il cassetto.
A tape recorder. Must go with the built-in speakers. Probably part of the cabin's furnishings.
Esaminiamolo.
The tape recorder is older than the hills, but it was once very expensive, top of the range. And there's only one,
Ah, ci sono
and it's the wrong one.
sbagliato.
No, no sign. A reel made by Zeibling. I know the Zeibling's tapes can be overwritten many times without losing quality. They're used in offices so that executives can record messages for the secretaries on the same tape over and over. But they're not good for much else. They're robust, but they don't offer much in terms of...
Lo prendiamo, non si sa mai. Poi lo facciamo esaminare le brame. Allora c'è il sangue.
There's still blood on the sheet, and the blanket have already been removed. To analyze them, I suppose. Nothing.
Esaminiamo la
The blood spot is the only sign that someone somehow... That's odd. The blood is so red. Shouldn't it gradually darken in the air? Turn brown?
Ah, già.
The unusual color of the blood could be something that Legrand and... All cats are gray in the dark, as the saying goes. I should take a sample. The unusual color of the blood. Oh.
Non lo so che devo fare. Aspetta. No, decisamente no. Andiamo più in qua.
Something's under there. Down feathers. Maybe from a quilt or a pillow. Nothing's... Although, it seems like one of the feathers was scorched at the top. I'll take it with me.
Allora qui sono... Ah, il vaso.
A big, ugly, and impractical. If it had a wider opening, one could at least use it as an umbrella.
Mi ricordo un po' i Lenoir.
Can't see anything.
Mi piacciono questi giochi
Wow,
investigativi.
heavier than it looks.
Altre piume.
Aha!
Ah, cosa? Le piume.
Why were the down feathers? Oh, there may be something else. There may be something else in the vase, but the neck is too narrow to...
Dovrei usare qualcosa per prendere. Però non c'è. Dove cazzo vai? Ok.
More feathers, and they're singed as well.
Bene.
I'd better take it with me.
Allora, esaminiamo il bagaglio.
Apparently, the Baroness didn't have
bagaglio.
time to unpack her bag. Or rather, didn't have time to tell her butler to unpack them for... Sifting. But here, the...
La borsetta. Ah, cosa? Una specie
A
di diario.
small... Cosmetics? Let's see.
Leggiamo il diario.
Yes, it's difficult.
Difficile da leggere. Perché?
No entry.
Da ieri nessuna novità.
A brief, sober description of what she's done. Met Morris. Arranged benefit concert for renovation of Louvre. Times photo shoot for Eye of Sphinx.
BM.
BM. Poor excuse for photographer. And
Così via.
this entry looks strange. The handwriting is shaky. Dreamt of Bobby. Yesterday would have been his birthday. Next week, Jay's.
Non riesco a capire. Sarebbe stato solo per... Nel diario. Sul diario. Sembra un'altra volta. Ma non ha senso.
The unusual...
Vabbè, usciamo e andiamo da Legrand. O prima dal dottore, adesso vediamo. E così direi che possiamo finire questa gameplay di The Raven dal canale TSSitaliangame. È tutto, quindi ricordo, se il video vi è piaciuto, di lasciare un mi piace, un commento, di condividere i nostri video e da Steam. Quindi abbiamo finito, ci vediamo alla prossima gameplay. A prossima a tutti.